The neon sign flickers weakly as you pull into the Twilight Motel, its vacancy light glowing a faded red. The key sticks in room 11's lock, resisting before finally turning. Inside, the air is thick with the scent of old cigarettes and something sharper, something like regret. Your eyes are drawn to the bedside table, where a cryptic message is carved into the wood. Ask about the photograph. Curiosity piqued, you head back to the front desk. The clerk's hands tremble when you mention the message. That was his room, she whispers. He checked in back in '89. Paid for a week, but only stayed one night. Behind the counter, hidden in a drawer, she retrieves a Polaroid. It shows a man in a cowboy hat, standing exactly where your car is now parked. His face is scratched out, leaving only the faint outline of a figure. The motel's ledger reveals his name, your grandfather's long-lost brother, who vanished after a bitter fight over family land. The clerk's mother remembers the night he arrived. He kept saying he'd found it, the deed to the old quarry, she recalls. Your fingers trace a map taped under the bedside table, leading you to a rusted lockbox buried beneath room 11. Inside, you find a deed, a wedding ring, and a note that reads, "Tell my brother I'm sorry." The quarry, once a source of family strife, is now a Walmart parking lot. You sit on the curb, the ring resting in your palm, watching as twilight slowly erases the motel's silhouette. Some ghosts don't need haunting, they just need someone to listen. The Twilight Motel, a relic of Route 66, holds more than just faded memories. Its peeling paint and cracked windows whisper secrets of those who passed through, leaving behind fragments of their lives. As you sit in room 11, the weight of the past presses down on you. The carved message, the scratched-out photograph, the trembling clerk, they all point to a story buried deep, waiting to be uncovered. The Polaroid feels heavy in your hand, its edges worn from years of handling. The man in the cowboy hat, your grandfather's brother, seems to stare back at you through the scratched-out face. What drove him to this place? What did he find in the quarry? The answers lie somewhere in the motel's decaying walls, waiting for someone to piece them together. The ledger, yellowed with age, tells a tale of a family torn apart by greed and misunderstanding. The deed to the quarry, once a source of pride, became a symbol of betrayal. Your grandfather never spoke of his brother, but the pain in his eyes hinted at a story left untold. The motel clerk's mother, now elderly, remembers the night he arrived, his voice trembling as he spoke of the deed. He was desperate, she says. Desperate to make things right. The lockbox beneath room 11 holds more than just a deed and a ring. It holds a piece of your family's history. The note, written in shaky handwriting, is a plea for forgiveness. "Tell my brother I'm sorry," it reads. Sitting on the curb, you feel the weight of those words. The quarry, now a Walmart parking lot, is a stark reminder of how time erases even the most significant places. But the motel, with its flickering neon sign and peeling wallpaper, stands as a testament to the stories that linger in forgotten corners. The Twilight Motel is more than just a stop along Route 66. It's a place where the past and present collide, where secrets are buried and truths are uncovered. As you sit in room 11, the air feels heavier, charged with the energy of those who came before. The carved message on the bedside table is a clue, a breadcrumb leading you deeper into the mystery. The clerk's trembling hands and the scratched-out photograph add layers to the story, each detail pulling you further into the past. The ledger, with its faded ink, tells a tale of a family fractured by greed and pride. Your grandfather's brother, once a man of ambition, became a ghost, vanishing into the night. The deed to the quarry, once a symbol of prosperity, became a source of pain. The clerk's mother remembers the night he arrived, his voice filled with desperation. He wanted to make things right, she says, but he never got the chance. The lockbox beneath room 11 holds the remnants of his life, a deed, a ring, and a note that speaks of regret. Sitting on the curb, you hold the ring in your hand, feeling the weight of its history. The quarry, now a Walmart parking lot, is a reminder of how time changes everything. But the motel, with its flickering neon sign and crumbling facade, stands as a testament to the stories that refuse to fade. The Twilight Motel is a place where the past lingers, where secrets are buried and truths are waiting to be uncovered. As you sit in room 11, the air feels thick with the weight of history. The carved message on the bedside table is a puzzle, a mystery waiting to be solved. The clerk's trembling hands, and the scratched-out photograph add depth to the story, each detail pulling you deeper into the past. The ledger, with its faded ink, tells a tale of a family torn apart by greed and pride. Your grandfather's brother, once a man of ambition, became a ghost, vanishing into the night. The deed to the quarry, once a symbol of prosperity, became a source of pain. The clerk's mother remembers the night he arrived, his voice filled with desperation. He wanted to make things right, she says, but he never got the chance. The lockbox beneath room 11 holds the remnants of his life, a deed, a ring, and a note that speaks of regret. Sitting on the curb, you hold the ring in your hand, feeling the weight of its history. The quarry, now a Walmart parking lot, is a reminder of how time changes everything. But the motel, with its flickering neon sign and crumbling facade, stands as a testament to the stories that refuse to fade. Did you know that over 3,000 motels along Route 66 have vanished since the 1970s? Most left no trace, just cracked asphalt and fading memories. But one crumbling roadside stop, the Twilight Motel, held on to its secrets a little tighter. This is the story of the last guest who checked in, and the message they left behind that unraveled a forgotten American mystery. Our story begins with a traveler named Daniel Carter, a freelance photographer documenting the remains of Route 66. It was nearly midnight when his aging van sputtered to a stop outside the Twilight Motel's flickering neon sign. The place looked abandoned, peeling paint, boarded up windows, but the /vacancy light glowed faintly. Inside the dimly lit office, an elderly clerk with tired eyes handed him a key to room 12. You're the first guest we've had in months. The clerk muttered. Funny thing, the last one left something behind. What Daniel found in that room would send him down a rabbit hole of handwritten notes, old newspaper clippings, and a family secret buried for decades. The first clue was tucked inside the bedside drawer. A yellowed postcard dated 1978, addressed to someone named Eleanor. The message was simple but eerie. I know what really happened to James. Meet me at the usual place. V. Who was James? Who was V? And why did this postcard remain undelivered? As Daniel examined the room, he noticed faint pencil marks on the wall behind the headboard, a series of numbers and symbols that looked like coordinates. Outside, the desert wind howled against the motel's thin walls, carrying whispers of the past. Little did Daniel know, he'd just become part of the Twilight Motel's unfinished story. The next morning, Daniel tracked down the clerk again, who revealed that the last guest, a woman in her 60s, had stayed for a week before vanishing without checking out. Left all her things too, the clerk said, handing Daniel a small box from the lost and found. Inside were a train ticket stub from 1982, a locket with a faded photo of a young couple, and a newspaper clipping about a local man named James Whitaker, who disappeared in 1977. The clipping mentioned Eleanor, his sister, who'd spent years searching for answers. Suddenly, the postcard's message took on new meaning. Daniel used the coordinates from the wall to locate a spot 20 miles east, an abandoned diner called the Silver Spur. Its broken sign swung in the wind as he stepped inside, the floor littered with decades of dust. In a back booth, he found initials carved into the table, JW plus EW 1975. James and Eleanor Whitaker. But the real discovery came when he noticed a loose floorboard beneath the table. Hidden beneath it was a small metal box containing a letter and a confession. The letter, written in shaky handwriting, was signed by someone named Vincent. It described a fateful night in 1977 when Vincent and James, best friends since childhood, had argued over money. It was an accident. Vincent wrote. I never meant to push him. He fell, hit his head. I panicked and buried him near the old railroad tracks. The letter ended with a plea. Eleanor, if you're reading this, I'm sorry. I couldn't live with the guilt anymore. Daniel's hands trembled as he realized what he'd uncovered. A decades-old secret that had destroyed multiple lives. But one question remained. What happened to Eleanor? A search through local archives revealed that Eleanor Whitaker had died in 1998, never knowing the truth about her brother. The woman who'd stayed at the Twilight Motel, the last guest, was her daughter, Sarah, who'd spent her life trying to solve the mystery. She'd followed the same clues Daniel just had, but vanished before reaching the end. As Daniel stood in the motel parking lot at sunset, he noticed something glinting in the dirt. Sarah's locket, the one from the lost and found box. Inside, he found a tiny folded note for whoever finds this. Some roads don't lead home. But at least now I know. Daniel returned to room 12. One last time, placing the locket and all the clues on the dresser. The Twilight Motel would likely be demolished within a year, taking its secrets with it. But for now, the story felt complete. As he drove away, the motel's neon sign flickered once more, as if whispering goodbye. Some mysteries aren't meant to stay buried forever. And sometimes, the last guest isn't the end of the story, just the beginning of someone else's journey to the truth. The neon sign flickers like a dying heartbeat as you pull into the Twilight Motel, vacancy glowing a tired red. Your key sticks in room 11's lock. Inside, the air smells of old cigarettes and something sharper, like regret. Then you see it, carved into the bedside table. Ask about the photograph. The clerk's hands shake when you mention it. That was his room, she whispers. Left in '89. Paid for a week, stayed one night. Behind the front desk, a Polaroid hides in a drawer. A man in a cowboy hat, standing where your car is now. His face is scratched out. The motel's ledger reveals his name. Your grandfather's brother, vanished after a fight over land. The clerk's mother remembers the night he arrived. He kept saying he'd found it, the deed to the old quarry. Your fingers trace the map taped under the table, leading to a rusted lockbox beneath room 11. Inside, a deed, a wedding ring, and a note. Tell my brother I'm sorry. The quarry is now a Walmart parking lot. You sit on the curb, ring in palm, watching twilight erase the motel's silhouette. Some ghosts don't need haunting, just someone to listen.